Welcome to Day 2 of AirVenture 2025. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Coming up on our program today, Mosaic is here. Able Flight pins new pilots. What's new for Sun and Fun 2026? These stories and more coming up on this AirVenture 2025 special edition of Airborne-Unlimited. Today's show is brought to you by Delta Hawk. We've flown it, we've examined it thoroughly, and we're convinced that GA in large part has a diesel future. From 180 to 350 horsepower so far, Delta Hawk is working on solutions that will move GA forward swiftly. First up, Mosaic is here. For the better part of a decade, and certainly for the last several years in particular, the aviation world has breathlessly awaited the final rule for what we all know as Mosaic. And now Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy returns to Wisconsin to deliver.
We're excited because this administration, as I mentioned, along with the president, has promised to modernize aviation safety and efficiency, and today we're making good on that promise. We just finalized a major reform that's going to make recreational flying safer, more accessible, and far less red tape to tie us up in. And as you all know, that is our mission on Mosaic. And so, that's right. So for too long, our rules have been outdated, holding back our pilots, our builders, and our innovators. It's been over 20 years since this rule has been updated, and by the way, a lot has changed in the last 20 years, and so that's why we're excited to be here today. But in essence, what we're going to do is we're going to remove outdated weight limits on light sport aircraft. We're going to allow properly certified pilots to fly more aircraft, including some aerial work. And this expands what qualifies as light sport, cutting unnecessary regulatory burdens while keeping safety front and center as we go forward with these rules. It's also going to allow us more capabilities and benefits to advanced air mobility, the eVTOLs that you're seeing around the air show. That's right. It's going to enhance safety by ensuring the latest technologies are able to be incorporated in all your aircrafts.
So today, the rule is live. Mosaic will expand access to safe, modern, and affordable aircraft for recreation, training, and aerial work, all while upholding the highest safety standards. It brings major updates to light sport aircraft and to sport pilot privileges based on 2 decades of solid safety performance. Now, over the next year, we're going to roll that out because it's, having read it twice, it's very long, it's very detailed, and it's going to mean different things for different operators. At the end of the day, though, we're talking about opening up the light sport aircraft category, making it safer based on the data we've already received. I think it's very important to realize, in addition to the FAA work, we went through over 1,300 comments in our public notice. And so thank you to the industry for contributing to this rule. We're going to roll this out over the next year. We're going to be working closely with stakeholders, with the industry, to make sure that we get this as we roll it out right, so that we can translate and make sure that the application itself is correct. So again, very proud of our opportunity here to work together to make this category of aircraft safer as we bring in more people to our aviation community.
It's a pleasure to be here. This is my 30th time to Oshkosh, to AirVenture. So with Mosaic, we've got almost 2 decades of good, hard data to be able to go back on. So in the FAA reauthorization, we put a deadline for the FAA to get the final rule for Mosaic done within 2 years, and they beat that by 9 months. Mosaic is going to make light sport more accessible and more versatile, and it's going to bring more pilots into the process. Just so everybody understands, the most important part of this is it eliminates the weight rule. What it does is it bases it on stall speed, 61 knots, no more than 61 knots stall speed. So what that's going to include is your Cessna 172s, 150, your Cherokees, all the Piper Cherokees out there. It completely overhauls that. It's 2 souls on board, 4 seats. And then there are provisions in there for night flight which I think we're still working through, but there will be provisions in there for night flight.
The big things, as the chairman talks about, is taking that weight limit away, right? And allowing for additional safety technologies to be put in these aircraft to be sold in a safer manner and operated in a safer manner. The other thing I think that's significant that didn't come up is the requirements on noise, right? So there was a lot of feedback that we got from the public on noise requirements, and we should leave them in there, we shouldn't, we should make them mandatory. And so what we ended up doing was made them voluntary, because again, what we're talking about here is the manufacturing of aircraft that are going to go around the world, right? We want our manufacturers to be able to sell, and so having that as an option so that if they meet those standards, they can sell those aircraft overseas is where we wanted to go with this. So I think the weight limit is big. We will see training. I think there's going to be advantages to training. There'll be some aerial work that are in different categories, and as the chairman mentioned, we've increased the seating capacity as well. So those are the big takeaways.
We've listened to you and what you need and what you want, and we'll continue those conversations and continue to innovate to make sure that our rules match the technology and the desires of the aviation space, not just this year, but in the coming years as well. The best ideas do not come from DOT. The best ideas don't come from the FAA. The best ideas come from all of you on how we can do a better job. And I would just tell you all, we have an open door. And if you have great ideas on what we can do differently, what we can do better, that's going to drive innovation and drive safety, we are all ears, because I think that's the mission of government. The mission of government should not be to hold back and have so many burdensome rules and regulations that don't allow those innovators to innovate and drive your safety while you're in the air. So I want to thank you all for coming out. Thank you all very much.
Able Flight delivers the dream of flight to all. The dream of flight can be had by anyone, and Able Flight has the noble responsibility of training those who might think that flight might be denied by showing them how truly capable they are. This is one of aviation's greatest endeavors.
It was 19 years ago when I realized it would be possible to create Able Flight. And today, one of the 5 exceptional people you are about to meet has recently become our 100th pilot. That has a great ring to it, doesn't it? Because of what it symbolizes, what it represents. Now let's meet Able Flight's class of 2025. Please welcome to the stage Major Nick Lazaro, Brandy Fields, Ryan Burnt, Chris Carajo, and Ronnie Ahmed. On the day of his first solo, he called me, and in that call he said, "This is the best day of my life." And in those words, Ronnie shared the power of this program.
It's really beautiful. It's a real closure. A lot of people got choked up. I didn't realize I had received a veteran scholarship, so that means a lot to me.
It's a culmination of all of our accomplishments. It was a lot of hard work. You know, there's a lot of limitations to us. We need more time. We need patience. So having a program like this is invaluable.
The most surprising is how much I fall in love with flying. I'm absolutely addicted to flying. And my first 2 flights, I got super air sick. I was like, oh, I just like awfully air sick. And then somehow it went away. And after that, it's been just, pure joy of flying. I mean, I haven't been flying for 2 days now, and I miss it. I want to be back in the air.
Today is very momentous of becoming one black woman in aviation. It's a very small percentage of us, so I think this is a very nice homage to Bessie Coleman and many of the other black women that have become pilots afterwards. One of my good friends, Leslie Irby, she was a Able Flight graduate, so completing this program means a lot because then I get to tell her like, hey, I did it. Yeah.
What did you think of today, Wallace? All right, thank you.
Coming up after the break, Sun and Fun preps for a 250th anniversary Americana extravaganza.
It's time to upgrade your power plant to the first FAA-certified clean sheet engine design in over 60 years. Delta Hawk's jet fuel-powered liquid-cooled turbocharged engine produces turbine performance at 40% better fuel efficiency of typical reciprocating engines, while also achieving exceptional reliability and significant reduction in cost of ownership. Reserve your engine package today at deltahawk.com.
Introducing the Gleim Digital Pilot Examiner Auto. Meet Auto, the best way to practice for your oral exam so you can ace your check ride. Practice verbalizing your answers with Auto out loud in real time before being presented with the FAA referenced answer on screen to help reinforce your knowledge.
What are the characteristics of unstable
This
air?
is practice how it should be, conversational, comfortable, and realistic. So prepare to ace your check ride with Auto, your personal digital pilot examiner from Gleim Aviation.
Folks, we're in Alaska, and this is Lake Hood.
We want to use this opportunity to talk about AirVenture at Oshkosh. You may not realize it, but there's a float plane base on Lake Winnebago that is part of AirVenture.
We also want to tell you about our Oshkosh sale. It's a great time to stock up on your King courses, July 18th through the 31st.
Just use the code word Oshkosh on checkout to get 25% off of all King courses.
Welcome back. If you've seen something especially cool around the AirVenture grounds today, let us know by using hashtag OSH25Cool on your social posts. We'd love to check it out. Sun and Fun preps for a 250th anniversary Americana extravaganza. Sun and Fun 2026 will celebrate the 250th anniversary of this nation in their own 52nd iteration, and they plan an extraordinary event featuring the Thunderbirds and all manner of aviation's greatest planes, people, and products, and we will be there.
We're all looking forward to Sun and Fun 26. It's going to be an amazing event based around the 250th anniversary of good old America. Tell us all about it.
Well, it is all about the red, white, and blue at 52 for next year. So we're going to have an early birthday party for the United States of America and celebrate the 250th anniversary of our great country and celebrate aviation and just do cool stuff and enjoy each other's company and have another banner year at Sun and Fun. The airplanes bring us together, so we're going to have a jam-packed year. The Thunderbirds are coming back. We're working to coordinate some special flybys and some special static aircraft for next year, so I don't want to give too much away, but a lot of planning going into the AFA right now. And also the Warbirds will be a big year for us as well. 250th anniversary of the United States. Those aircraft, have obviously played a big part in keeping us free and keeping us with the freedoms for us to do cool stuff like AirVenture and Sun and Fun. And so we're going to celebrate, all of that, but have another banner year. And we're very fortunate. Last year, we turned up the fun at 51 to new levels, and we're going to ride that wave into 52.
The numbers from 51 look great.
Yeah, the numbers were phenomenal for us, but a lot of variables have to go into our favor. Obviously, Mother Nature was kind to us last year, but the economy and people were excited to be there with us, and we had a banner year. But a lot of work still to do, to continue to promote and to reinvigorate Sun and Fun in the event and get people excited about being there every single year.
Airbus Acubed Wayfinder FlightLab shows the way. Airbus researches and invests in an amazing variety of concepts, ideas, technologies, and possibilities. ANN takes a look at the Airbus Acubed Wayfinder FlightLab.
So Paul, tell me a little bit about who Acubed is, what their mission and goals are.
So Acubed is an innovation technology center for Airbus located in Silicon Valley. And our main job is to bring technology innovation in the software world from machine learning, artificial intelligence into the Airbus ecosystem. So we upgraded from the Baron to the King Air because it's larger cabin, allows us to have more capability inside, and also gives us a tail camera ability to position the cameras where we would position them on an Airbus 320 on the belly. And what we're trying to do is develop enough data to build a machine learning and artificial intelligent landing system using just a camera and a computer on the aircraft. So totally autonomous in the sense that we don't rely on the airport infrastructure, and it gives us the capability to fuse with ILS, GPS, and also other landing systems to make sure that the pilot has a very accurate approach. So we're just trying to increase efficiency, improve safety, and reduce pilot workload.
So I see that on the nose we have a camera suite. How many cameras on the nose?
We have the capability for 4. Right now we have 2 cameras on the nose and 2 pointed off to the side. That gives us a full 270-degree field of view, and it's replicated in the tail as well. And what that allows us to do is also capture any kind of obstruction on the runway. We can use that to build our system. So pilots are looking at perception, judgment, and knowledge. So we can provide a lot of knowledge through artificial intelligence. We can provide a lot of perception, which these cameras do. But it's really the judgment of the pilot that we're looking at. And if we can improve those 2 things, then we're going to vastly improve the judgment capability of pilots when they operate aircraft, making it safer for the general public.
Lightspeed demos the new Zulu 4. Just when you thought there was nothing else that Lightspeed could cram into a modern GA headset, they come up with the new Zulu 4 for $1,099. This is the latest in a line that has become prominent among discerning GA pilots and crew.
Obviously, we're here to talk about the latest and greatest innovation at Lightspeed, our brand new Zulu 4. Zulu 4 was created off of the Zulu 3 platform. It is a platform that's been out for about 8 years or so. Incredibly reliable, robust. The first feature that I'd like to share with you is dual Bluetooth. Oftentimes you need to pair 2 iOS devices, maybe your cell phone, it may be an iPad with FlightLab. Finally, it's here. We have a dual Bluetooth operation. The second piece that is unique, frame fit. So frame fit is this dual durometer insert that we have right here in the cup, and that is designed to accommodate all kinds of face shapes, all kinds of prescription glasses, sunglasses, and cap. It's accommodating all different variations of head shapes and whatever is surrounding the headset. The fourth feature, AI is built into our microphone. We have the first in the world aviation headset with an AI-enabled microphone. It is recognizing your voice, filtering out anything that is not your voice when you're plugged or connected to Bluetooth, making those calls to the tower. On the receiving end, you're listening to the pilot with total and absolute clarity. Also, in the world of firsts, for Zulu 4, we have its unique app that allows you to record any kind of exchange, any kind of conversation in a cockpit, any communication with through ATC calls. What you have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a combination of all the different things that make Lightspeed special and all the different things that pilots came to us asking, well, I wish I had that. Everyone wants to be heard well. Everyone wants their communications to be very clear. Today, available here, ready to ship, $10.99. It is hands down the best value, the best quality in the premium headset category.
After the break, hear how EAA plans to tackle issues currently plaguing the GA community.
My tip fuel gauge is really being weird.
It's acting up again. We've got plenty of fuel, but those gauges really are not all that accurate.
Great.
For years, fuel gauges confirmed you were empty, but couldn't warn you before. SAIS delivers certified full-range accuracy because knowing before empty makes all the difference.
Accurate fuel gauges.
That is so nice.
SAIS, accuracy before empty.
Meet the first of a new generation of the M-Class family. The M700 Fury. An aircraft worthy of the name, an indomitable force. The M700 Fury transcends traditional limits. With more power, blistering performance, a finely appointed interior, and the luxury of what matters most. Time. Experience the Fury. Join the legacy.
Welcome back. Landing fees, fuel legislation, noise complaints, and more. The list of things affecting the GA community is growing, and Jack shared with us his plans to address them now that Mosaic is on its way.
There are problems
out there that are normally not with, or considered initially to be within the purview of EAA, but there are things out there that are hurting us. You've got folks trying to legislate fuel scenarios that the technology hasn't caught up with yet. You have the communities that move in next to airports and decide all of a sudden that noise is a bad thing, even though it was there all along, and the airport's been there 50, 60 years. Where are you at all that? Are we ready to wade in?
We are, and that's kind of the inside the walls here. People are saying, "Hey, can I celebrate and take some time to reflect and enjoy Mosaic, because we think that's the biggest and we're done." I said, Monday morning after AirVenture, we're going to sit down and we're going to go through the list of things that we got to roll up our sleeves and dig into, and they're all of the things that you're talking about. We hold on to a healthy degree of paranoia, and so with that we turn it into you got to keep fighting. You got to keep, don't ignore these issues. They're real, and if we don't stay in front of them, they could catch up and get us.
Will we see a more vocal EAA?
Yeah, definitely will. We've had our head down on Mosaic. We'll be working on prioritizing the agenda. You have the fuel issue, you have the beyond line of sight issue that's out there, and then the airport funding and using ADSB for not what it was intended for landing fees. You got that one that's out there. So there's some big ones that are right in front of us that we got to get active on. We're hoping to use our chapter network as one of the tools, who are at the airports.
How many are there now?
Just over 800.
Okay.
And we are trying to work with them to say, you play a critical role in these fights and arguments on educating the local community about all the good stuff that you're doing. And Gamma does similar with the economic impacts of the businesses they have at airports. NBAA kind of similarly, but we can't do it from sitting in Oshkosh. We've got to get the people on the ground in the locations it's happening. So our job is to help educate them. And when they contact us, we give them all the tools that they need to go do that, and we'll participate. But it's really important to get those campaigns going really quickly, and use them on our behalf, because they're in the community, they know the people, they know what the hard points are, and that's a big piece of it. You can either bitch about it or you can get involved, and so we're trying to get people to get involved.
Tomorrow, Jack shares his thoughts on the importance of EAA's youth programs.
Young Eagles. My impression is that it's done a lot of good. The question is, have we been able to quantify that?
The close to 5 million that have flown today, we got lots of stories, and they're phenomenal, amazing when they send the letters back that I'm now a captain for United, and if it weren't for that first flight, or I'm flying in the military for the Thunderbirds and I started in a Young Eagle flight, it's fishing in a big sea, and you got to get lots of lines out there and hope a few get hooked.
Thanks again to today's sponsor, Delta Hawk. Delta Hawk invaded Oshkosh with the DHK-powered SR-20, an RV-14 that flew in all the way from Oregon, and a beautiful Velocity V-twin. Dozens of new airframes are next. And that's our show for today. Be sure to stay up with all the latest on our YouTube channel and at aero-news.net. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.